Guys, welcome back to my channel, Jenny Reaction. Now, before we get started, please make sure you like, share, also subscribe. Make sure you have all your post notifications on, because every time I drop a video, y'all will be notified. Hope your channel is having a blessed and beautiful day. Now, Carmen did came out with a video, the untold story of ymdllaa, which mean you made Diddy look like an angel, raw and uncut. Now, this is the first time that I will be actually watching the video, but like always, I will give you my honest opinion. So we're gonna go right now and jump to.
Girl,
how you been, Kat?
Too much, doing too much, traveling, all those things.
I know you just went to Africa. I see that. Look at you.
I did. I was eating all the food.
You been fat, Kat.
I was being fat.
What you ate over there?
A goosey.
What is that?
I don't know what it is in there, but goat meat. I had goat meat, girl. And then I had a bunch of other stuff that was good.
Yeah.
And then by time maybe like a day and a half, after that, I was ready to eat my own type of food, like top ramen.
Yeah, come back over
steak.
Here. Yeah. That was not for too long.
And the crazy thing is that all of the food is made fresh. So I'm not used to that. We used to processed food and stuff like that.
It's just so different over there.
Yeah, but I'm glad you came over so we could talk and I could just see how everything is going. But you know how I am, girl. Up in my house, before we talk about that, we got to pray.
Yes.
We got to pray. So come on, give me your hand. Okay, God, I thank you for this day, God. I thank you for who you are to us, God. I thank you for my friend Carmen, and thank you for protecting her. I thank you for watching over her, God. I thank you for all of the precious moments that we have together, God. I thank you for her kids, for her just being able to live her life, God. And God, I thank you for blessing me to be exactly who I'm supposed to be every day, all day, God. Because sometimes we can go around things and people and we can change. And I thank you, God, for putting me in a position to always be firm on who I am, God. I ask that you today, no matter what happens, that we still stand firm on your word and your promise, God. And we just thank you and bless us to be open with each other and loving and kind and helping with each other, God. In your name, Jesus Christ, I pray.
Amen.
Amen. Amen, girl. You remember when I came to your house, girl, when you was going?
Now, Carmen looks so happy. She looked like in a very happy spirit. And I'm happy for her. I'm glad she took this step out to move away from a toxic relationship, rebuild herself, and become a better person.
Went through a lot of stuff, and I barged in and I said, I came to pray.
Yeah, you literally came that day just to deliver a message.
And I said, oh, the windows was open, and you remember it was shattering, and then when we got to the point where we got into the real deep prayer, remember it just stopped.
Yeah.
And it was like God just stopped everything.
And it felt so different that day.
It did.
It felt so different than the other times that you ever prayed with me or even said anything to me about, God. That day was just damn.
It was weird because I remember Ebony was telling me that I wasn't thinking about it at first. Ebony was Carmen been going through a lot. I get busy into my work and everything. Yeah. So when she said you was going through a lot, it was it just hit my spirit. And I remember we was doing some work, right? And then I was on my way home, and I was like, well, I'll go over there another day to pray. And girl, my body would not drive. I drove home, and my arms did the reverse, and I reversed back out of my driveway and drove to your house. It was the Holy Spirit had took over my body. It was nah, girl, you got to drive over there.
You told me, came all the way home.
It came all the way home, made a U-turn, went to your house, and got out. And I didn't call you until your clients knocked on the door and said, girl, I came to pray.
Yeah.
And you was okay, and I just hugged you, and you just started crying because you this little on me.
You know that time.
I'm tall. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. Don't nobody better never tell me I'm not tall.
If you tall, you tall. If you say you tall, you tall. Just so people meet you in real life.
Yeah. Oh, hold up. They better not tell me either because I don't have a problem with that. I know, but then I remember that day, I was thanking God that whatever was going on, I remember that it was deep, and I remember you sending me a message saying, like, that changed whatever decision you was about to make.
Yeah. It did.
Girl, you're about to make me cry.
No, because it did. Because I felt like before you came to my house that day, I was already like going into a different path anyways because of so much that had happened. But then when you came and you left, I felt like that left with you when you left. You know what I mean? And then it just made me rethink. And then that's when I started just digging into myself like, okay, how you want to do this now? Like, how you want to move forward? And I feel like I was moving with no next steps.
Yeah.
You know? And then after that, it was like, okay, now I got my steps right. Like, I need to just do what I have to do. Like, even though I know it's going to be poor decisions, I know I was going to regret a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I just have to go through it to be able to really, like, let go, like, let go of things that I haven't let go of, you know?
Yeah.
So after that, that's when everything just changed. Like,
it sure did try to follow me home, because I was like, hold up, why am I having dreams of like, and this is why I tell people, you got to be very prayerful about what you go around, who you go around, because spirits are serious.
Yes,
and vibes,
it is.
people call it vibes, I call it spirits, but like, it's very strong, because I think that it just felt like depression. It felt like suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, you know, any day, like you could give up. And it was just like, God was like, no, this is my child. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And from that point on, like, even the next day when I saw you like a couple days later, I saw you on the Access Video Salon, and your hair was cut, and I was just like...
Yeah, that part that she had did that video that she chopped up all her hair and she said that it was damaged. I knew from the moment she was dealing with depression and she was at her breaking point, and that's when she had cut off all her hair and stuff like that. So she was dealing with a lot of depression.
Right. I cut my hair after.
Yes, you cut your hair, like you changed into a whole different person.
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, and you know what? This whole situation that's happening now reminds me of that situation, like another level of like you evolving.
Yeah.
Like with everything that's been going on with the song and with the just everything, with you just putting your story out there, like just give me like some insight, because this is like crazy. I never thought I was gonna see this day.
You know what's crazy? Like, remember when the breakup first happened, and we was going back and forth about, no, Carmen, you need to say this, you need to just let the truth out.
Yeah.
But I always kept in my mind, like, I feel like the right time was gonna come for me to do that. You know, and I feel like during that time, I didn't want to do it because with people telling me, or just to prove a point. Or...
Yeah, she wanted to do it when it was time for her to do it, not people pressuring her to put something out there or to clap back at Corey. And I'm glad that she did it, because by the way that she's looking right now, she looked very happy. She doesn't look stressed out. She looks like she is finally free from that relationship.
Or hurt somebody else back, you know, like it wasn't that, but...
Oh, yeah, you was adamant about not doing that.
You know, and because it was more stuff like, damn, I have to, like, protect my kids somehow, some way, because when they grow up, they're going to
see everything.
They go on social media, you know? But then going back into that space with that person, it made me realize, like, yeah, like, you really not here no more. Like, this is not for you. It can't even be another chance later in life. Like, it can't be that, because the person not changed, not one bit to be a man.
How did that feel? Like, okay, let me give you an example. Like, I know when I go back to things I know I'm not supposed to go back to, it don't feel good. Like, even when you try to make it fit, like, you have things that you go back to that you know you're supposed to go back to, and then you have things that you go back to and you're like, how did that?
It was so ugly and dark, because, like, being around him makes me smoke more. Like, I smoke way.
Yeah, and Carmen was never actually a smoker or a drinker when she was doing videos with Corey. And when she went back with Corey, it's like she was always intoxicated every single day. And you could tell in her videos the way, you know, her face looked there. She looked like she was always drunk, and she was always smoking and stuff like that. So you know that Carmen was going through a lot with Corey.
More mind.
And you didn't used to smoke or drink at all.
And after I had my baby, Katie, that's where the smoking came from. That's where all the drinking and party and all that came from. Think about it. This is the person that wanted females around, parties, pool parties, club hostings, and, you know, trying to chase a different lifestyle. So what I was supposed to do, you know, like I mean, this is my husband, you know, this is our marriage, like, okay.
And it's like, if you single and you want to do that, that's fine. But in a marriage, it gotta be like both of y'all agree.
Yeah,
I think
50-50.
at some point, like, it was like, if you didn't agree, it was gonna happen regardless. And
I agree with her, because Corey did step out on the marriage before, so she chose to agree to do everything that, you know, Corey wanted her to do to make him happy, and she was actually making him more happy, and she was dealing with all the drama and the chaos that was going on, and she was not making herself happy as a woman and also as a mother.
Let me say this. I'm not gonna say I think, but do you think that the smoking, the drinking, all that was like your coping mechanism?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it definitely was. Because at some point, like, I caught myself smoking more than I ever did. Like, and that's why he felt the need to come out and say, oh, all she want to do is get high and get drunk and all that. But
he used that against you.
Yeah, but never understood, well, what making her do this? Because she never was like this.
Yeah.
So what make her do it? Like, when he made me, I never smoked or drink.
Yeah.
So it was more stuff like, damn, when I smoke, like, I'm just numb. Like, I'm not thinking. Like, it helps me calm my mind. It helps me get out of any thoughts that I'm possibly having. You know, I just go to, like, oh, breathe in and breathe out when I do smoke. And drinking just brought the ugly side out of me. Yeah. You know, like, where it caused so much shit that happened between us, where police was called on me, I had to leave the house and other stuff, and it was just like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So many times.
I ain't gonna lie.
So many times.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, okay, you don't know this. You don't know this. You don't know this. I'm about to lay it on you right now. Nobody knows that. Okay. I don't want to involve other people, but if the other people were here, I would involve their names too. But we were on the phone. I was on the phone with me and two other friends. And one of the friends thought maybe you had been beat on the inside of the house.
Wow.
And I made the green light call to send the police over there.
Oh,
that
wow.
was you?
Yes.
It was the police.
That's wow. She went and she did, you know, the good thing to check up on her to see if she was okay. Wow.
Officer came to the house to do a well check-in on me.
Yeah, it's called a wellness check-in. So, you know, very well, like, with
she got good people around her,
lawyers, so on and so forth. So I called one of my police officer friends in for a favor, and I said that the person might have guns or something like that. They're not harmful. There's no harm like that's gonna be towards you. That's why I did it that way. That's why I didn't do it through like a 911 call, because then that is something I wouldn't been able to control. Right. So I did call a friend of mine that I knew was gonna be safe, and I knew that they, you know, they understood the situation and they wouldn't go in there like, what's going on in here? Like he said, I made sure to tell them, like, be kind when you get on set. You know, we just want to make sure she's okay, because you wasn't answering the phone, I think, for 3 days.
Wow.
You didn't answer the phone.
If I'm not mistaken, he had took my phone during that time, because he left, like, he literally left me a whole day with no phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was during that time.
That's
when
crazy.
He was looking for me.
Yeah.
My friend was looking for me. They were just calling me, and then, you know how you have certain people, they know, like, okay, this is not normal.
Yeah.
Let me really just check or see, like, what's going on.
Yeah, it wasn't normal. And like I said, I personally didn't know at that moment that you had been going through abusive situations. I didn't know. And it was the friend.
That's crazy.
The friend that passed away.
Oh, wow.
Tay.
She took a lot of stuff to the grave with her.
She did.
She did.
Tay was the one that called and said that there's something wrong. And it was actually me as well. And
Tay was a good friend to Carmen.
So this whole time.
Yes. She's like, we be protecting you and you don't even be knowing. We were like, she don't gotta know it's us. Like, for real, girl. Like, it be so funny. Like,
I told Evan, I said, I think Tay was the one who called the police and sent the police home.
No, so Tay said she was gonna go up there. We're like, girl, you don't go up there with no man that could possibly be on you, or that could possibly, and we're not saying that he was gonna do that, but you just don't know where people's mindsets are. Yeah. So when, being that she was pregnant, we're like, no. So me and Ebony came through like big sis do. Like, you know what? Boom. Ebony's like, I'm gonna call 911. I was like, no, we're gonna call the friend. And Ebony's like, yeah, let's do it. We got on the phone with the man, and we was like, listen, just make sure that you know, we wanted to make sure he handled both of y'all with care, not just you. We didn't just say, just treat Carmen. We just said, what we think might be happening. And he actually called back. He was like, oh no, she looked like she was okay, and they looked like they was together, and and the mama came out, and I was like, nah, that's a front. I was like, that's a front. And it was crazy because I remember 2 days later you were thinking that, oh, somebody called the police. You was like, oh no, but y'all had just got into it, but y'all didn't tell the police officer that.
Exactly, we didn't.
And that's a good thing that Carmen had good people around her that actually helping her get through this whole situation with Corey. And Tay was a very good friend to Carmen, and it's sad that she had passed away and stuff. But I'm glad they actually did have an officer over there to check on Carmen to see what's actually really going on.
Because that's why he ended up taking my phone, because we had got into an argument like real bad, and then that's when he took my phone, left, and then that's when people were just like trying to reach out to me. And I'm the type of person that, like, if I just went through something, my last thing I'm thinking about is texting somebody or wanting to get on the phone with somebody, so I kind of disconnect, which is kind of a bad thing sometimes, but I just disconnect where I'm gonna come back into, okay, now I'm good to talk or I'm good to text, Yeah. And I feel like that's what made Tay realize like something wasn't normal, because I never do that with her like that, like when she texts, I will reply like late or something, but I'm replying. So me not replying, it was instantly like
something was wrong.
And I wouldn't normally, I've never called the police to go to nobody's house before, but I was not battling about, there was nothing inside of me that was like, should I or shouldn't? No, if I think my friend is hurt, like, I'm gonna go to the extreme, like,
to make sure they're okay.
The way that you love a sister, a mother, a family, a friend, or whoever, like, you don't second guess on stuff like that. Like, I was just like, nah, I'm getting involved. Like, it might not be me directly, but in the right way, And I never understood, like, how people could sit back and know that those things are happening and not do nothing about it. So I was proud of us in that moment, as people that rally around you to support you. But what was crazier was like how almost 3-4 days later you was at my house at 1 o'clock in the morning with the kids and your mama. Yeah, that was crazy.
That right there was crazy, how Corey had kicked his wife and also the kids out, and even the mother and stuff. I did heard that he did the 2-hour video, which thinking if I will react to it. I don't know, because it's a 2-hour long, but I'm gonna scan through it to see what I want to talk about. But it just kind of messed up that he went out his way to mistreat his mother of his kids.
To me, and I never said nothing about it to nobody.
Yeah, because to this day, I would still think that Tay was the one who called the police.
No.
Because I remember telling Evie, and I had to explain the situation. I was like, girl, yeah, police officer came to my house. They were specifically checking on me. Like, they said that my friend was worried. They made a phone call to come check. And I was like, she asked me, she said, who you think you did it? I said, he had to be Tay. Like, that's the person that, like, after the police left and stuff, I'm talking to her about what just happened with me and Corey, what we going through, all that. So her response and stuff was more like, yeah, man, like, you just got to be careful. Like, you got to let me know, So that's what instantly made me feel like, okay, I feel like Tay, she was capable of doing something like that. So
and none of us was going to break that pact. None of us did it. Like, nobody tell, because if we ever got a call again, we don't want, because it's like when people are in abusive situations, they don't want people to help them, really.
Exactly.
They don't want people to tell them nothing. They in their mind mentally, they think it's okay what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You get lost to the point where you just start accepting it.
And sometimes it can get so serious if their friend or family member get involved in, the domestic dispute. One of them can end up getting real hurt about the situation. So sometimes people, do fall back because they don't want to, be involved and also get hurt at the process. But I am glad that she, Carmen's friend did took a step to check on her to see how, everything was going with her.
Like,
so how did you feel like you was doing as far as like dealing with the whole entire situation? Because I know you just came out with everything the other day, and I'm still on the inside. I mean, I cried already for your story, like when I heard some of the things, and I was like, man, it's like I had an exhale moment too, because I still knew so many things. And it's like, imagine you knowing so many things, and I'm you know, I'm not a public figure the way you are, but people come to my DM right and left trying to get information on you. And me, Ebony, Floyd, nobody you ever worked with like on our team, and then even people that are like family like me and Ebony, like we know the deeper details. We've never told anybody anything and never had no desire to. Like, I feel like some of the things God erased out of our minds on purpose.
This is why
Commercial.
What?
Because some of the things, when I listened to it, I was like, wow, that did happen. Like, so how you feel, like, being that you kind of let it, you kind of just let it out to everybody. Yeah.
You know, we need a drink, because now you asked your question too deep.
Was it?
You wasn't deep here. You know how to open this.
Wait,
thing.
do I like, hold up, let me, so like,
How we have a luxury
I mean,
drink?
what made you say, can I have a drink, to the fact that, you know, you got people on your side that ain't, I feel like this gonna pop all the way up. Is this gonna pop?
I don't think this.
Okay, I'm just gonna, okay, Jesus, I don't know. Let me make sure ain't no studs up in here, cause hold
What
up.
do we do, Pop?
Hold up, I'm gonna do it like this, up in the sky. Oh, you know what you gotta do? You gotta actually shake it for it to pop.
Oh, so don't shake it then.
I ain't shaking it. This better not make my. Is this gonna?
Let's do it. I don't know what's gonna do. Let's do
I'm not gonna lose a finger or nothing, right?
No.
Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Oh my!
You did all of that.
Well, we're gonna toast to you having real people on your side, and not saying that you never had. I just can toast to me and my people, me, Floyd, you know, you have so many people that rally around you, that protect you, and that watch over you. And I don't believe it's just the people. I believe that God sent those people there.
No, definitely.
Honestly.
Yeah. I feel like the people that's in my life, you, Floyd, Ebony, well, Tay's not here no more, but now I have my other friend in Florida that she's pregnant. I feel like she's playing Tay role now.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. To just
Yeah, I think so too, because I think if they was not around to give her that push that she needed to end the relationship with Corey, I think she would have still been with Corey.
What are we gonna say cheers to?
Cheers to being able to stay stronger. It's stronger than ever, really.
Okay, I'll
And cheers to
that.
have the courage to
Cheers
leave
to that.
abusive relationship.
That's what we need it right there.
You can't have none.
That's
You
a
gotta
cute dog.
sit down.
It's the fact that they sitting here like they so trained. They know what to do. Like, if I'm being honest with you, like, I do feel better. You
Yeah.
know, like,
And she looks
and
good.
I had to realize myself that, like, going back into that space, like, mind you, I never really knew, like, okay, are we gonna be back into that space like that, or is it really like just, you know, it was still like questions in the back of your mind, like, okay, what if we were to work out? What if we talk? Like, how is gonna work out? Like, what is really there for us? You know what I mean? So going back into that space and just looking, it was just like so much hate inside of me. You know what I mean? And I feel like
You think that hate transferred from him to you?
No, I don't. Because if he do hate me, then all that
No, not that he hate you.
me that I hate him.
No. Do you know some people could just have anger and hate on the inside of them, and then the person that they're connected to automatically they feel that and they pick it up, and so they just kind of like they throw hate everywhere and anger everywhere because they're angry about something that has nothing to do with you. Because where would the anger from you come from? Like, why would that much anger come from you? And it's not for me to tell nobody's story. I'm just trying to understand why it was so much of it.
I don't know, and the only thing I can probably tell you is when things don't go as planned for him, or like when he feel like I just rip him off of something. You know what I mean?
What made you so angry?
Everything that he did, like lies,
Like the cheating,
just the manipulation, like
exposing her on social media.
Woman. You know, like,
do you feel like you was angry at yourself too for allowing yourself to go through that?
It still is. Still, that's why it's in the process.
Which is understandable. She wanted to give it another shot, but it didn't work out.
I was so mad at myself. Like, why did you let that happen? Why did you let this shit slide?
Yes.
Why did you get chance after chance after chance after chance after? chance.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was so mad where I lost myself. I can't even recognize myself. I get irritated with people when they want to talk about certain stuff. Like, I don't be wanting to talk about love. Like, I just don't care. And it got to the point where it was like, I wouldn't care if something happens to me. You know what I mean? It got that ugly. And then me sitting there with my kids, like, they saved me. You know, like, because when I'm sitting in my couch just looking at TV, like, so many thoughts come to me. How can I really, like, toxicate myself right now to just stop breathing? Or how can I just
stop breathing?
Or stop breathing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But eventually, like, just looking at
you want to wait. I just realized
that's crazy.
You
she want to intoxicate herself to stop breathing.
Intoxicate yourself
to stop breathing.
So enough to stop breathing.
Wow.
I had a lot of dark thoughts in my mind. And then, like, I don't know, it will probably, God will speak to me through CJ. Like, because CJ randomly will come out of nowhere and be like, Mommy, you okay? Like, just looking at me and say, you okay? Or randomly like, Mommy, I love you. Mommy, give me keys.
Carmen, that's
then,
all
like,
the love you need is
like,
your baby boy
he thinks the daddy
and your other son. That's all the love you need from your kids.
To do that for me.
Yeah. He's your protector.
Yes, like,
that's what happens with the oldest boy.
That's what he's doing. He's protecting me. Like,
protecting you.
They definitely will protect their parents.
Give me keys. Kaden, go give him a kiss. Say, okay, go give Mommy keys. Kaden come and like, and give me a kiss. Like, he tells him like, go give Mommy a hug. Or like, and now Kaden is getting like so smart that I can tell like they're gonna be like this when they grow up. You know? Like, and I feel like what made me feel good is knowing that like, damn, my kids gonna see like, I did it all. You know what I mean? Like, I really tried for y'all, you know?
Give me a hand.
Oh, Carmen.
Give me a hand.
You know, like, I really
take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I know, girl. I'm like, I know.
I feel so bad for Carmen. She went through a lot.
So it's like, that's what motivated me to keep going, knowing that like, damn, they gonna really see like my mom did it all herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just gives me like, I can do this. Like, I can be so independent, and it can be in a better position.
And you got a lot of supporters backing you up.
You're a strong person. You have to remember that who you are.
Yeah.
You remember
how far you came.
And I say you a child of God, and that makes you powerful. And you got to use your powers, and you have not been using your powers. And when I told you all the time, when I say I'm a powerful bitch, when I say that, everybody think I'm talking about money or opportunities. I'm not. I'm talking because I know I'm a child of God, and that's who you are. We got to find another way for you to deal with the coping mechanisms, because I know you still have a lot of those things in your head where it makes you feel like you want to get high and you want to get, a little tipsy, drunk, whatever you want to call it. So we got to figure out too in the process, like, what can you do to intoxicate yourself with something else? What is that? So we have to figure that out. And the reason I say we, because we all a team. Team don't mean that you always making money together. Team don't mean that you working.
Team is there to support you through the good and the bad.
When you use the word team, like, it's not about, oh, I'm working, this is my team. They don't understand when you say the word team that you mean the people that's rallying around you, that's there to support you and protect you and watch over you. You have somebody right now that's helping you, that you trust, that's watching your children. That's considered your team. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is you have to say, okay, I got to put away A, B, C, and D that was not good for my body. And what can I replace that with? So we got to figure that out. I know for sure one thing I told you I wanted you to do, but it's up to you, Bible. And if that's your faith, and I know that's your faith. So I'm not going to say if that's your faith.
Yes, it is.
That's your faith. And that's what you believe in. So reading your Bible and asking God to allow the Holy Spirit to take over you and guide you. Because what happens is once your body gets intoxicated with those things like cigarettes, weed, pills, drinks, all this stuff that the world has to offer us. Everybody has went through a period of time where either they were sick and they took cough medicine, or they had a back pain, they took a pill. But some people knew it was just for a moment of time. But then now some spirits, when they get on you, they be like trying to make you like be the party girl of the century. You still partying when you go home. Yeah. But your emotional side shows that, every time you cry, you letting out more. Like if you have this much pain, every tear you let out, it brings the pain down here. No. Remember that day you was at my house, you came to my house, it was 1:00 in the morning. You came there with the kids, and you was like, I need to come. I said, come on, girl, you know, my house is open. And I said, you need to cry it out. You got to cry it out. I said, I didn't care if you get in a car, drive down the street and scream. You got to cry it out. Because if not, that'll fester inside of you and it'll make you bitter.
Make you angry.
And it'll hurt you. And that's a whole different thing. But how do you feel like you deal with it now? And how do you feel like you dealing with it as it pertains to being around the kids and being around yourself? How do you feel like you dealing with it?
I feel like I'm, for one, like, I'm slowly but surely leaving out, like you said, was bad
that
for
dark
me.
space.
Like, I never even drunk like that anyway, unless it's occasion. You know, and I don't get drunk to black out no more. Like, I don't say, okay, tonight I'm gonna get drunk. I just want to feel numb. Like, I want to forget what I'm going. I don't do that. Like, I just drink to, like, okay, let me have fun with my friends or whatever I'm at, you know. And then the smoking, like, I don't smoke like I used to. Like, I'm not smoking 5-6 blunts a day, or
wow,
you
that's
know,
a
like, I'm
lot.
not smoking back to back like that. Like, I probably, if I do smoke, it probably be like at nighttime. Let me go to sleep and, you know, cool.
Calm her down.
And I don't cry in front of my kids no more. Like, I feel like they
That's
don't
good.
see enough of that. Like, a lot. They seen that a lot for these past months. So I just kind of like find things to do with them.
Yeah.
You know, like, I do read books on my free time. I write on my journal all the time. Like, if I'm not close to my notebook, I'm in my notes, typing everything.
Like with your new song you read. You wrote,
Yeah.
you wrote your new song. Keep on going.
So,
Sorry, it's
like my journal, like if I show you my journal, I put a date stamp on the day that I start writing, and I don't know why, but I always put a title on it because it helps me understand. Let me see what I want to talk about on this. No, you know. So
that's good.
Yeah, so I feel like I found my own little self ways, and I don't let people in that, you know, because it's very that's personal. This is what helping me cope with everything that I got going on. That obviously a lot of people see it.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people see that, I don't want people to see how I cope with things, because y'all not finna use that against me or come in between that, you know. But I can definitely say, like, lately I have been getting back motivated to work. And when I talk to certain people, like, I have people that motivates me as well. You know, like, they tell me, like, Carmen, like, pop your shit. Like, Carmen, you can do this, you can do that. And then when I receive messages from people like, girl, we miss you on YouTube. Like, when you coming back? Like, makes you feel it makes me feel
New
good.
host, she starts coming back, posting up videos.
I do have real people that fuck with me. Like, for me, for just who I am, who I always been all this year.
They are true supporters.
Like, I never pretended or fake to be somebody that I was never not that. So, reading messages and hearing people in my voice, in my head, and talking to people like this, it's like, girl, like, this is temporary. Like, you know, like, you just gotta keep pushing through it and then just really leave everything when it needs to stay. And especially now, after what just happened, all that, and now it's like, okay, there's no, like, we can take no step backwards.
You can't take no step back.
No more.
It doesn't make any sense.
And I hope she keeps pushing forward and stop going back to Corey, because right now she's in a happy space, and, you know, she's healing from all the damages that Corey done to her. And I just pray that she keep pushing forward and not go back to this man.
He doesn't, and I can afford to keep going a step back every time that I take a step forward.
Yeah.
It's like I'm taking one back.
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense.
And it doesn't, and I miss who I used to be. Like, I miss being...
What part of you do you miss who you used to be? Because I'm curious about that. Like, was it the, like, loud, fun, like, joking part? Like, what part?
Yeah, like the... not shy to get on camera, or as soon as the camera comes on, I know what to do.
Yourself.
Yeah, like,
I think he brought insecurity into you.
Yeah,
and he did.
Yeah, and I feel like I didn't really get to shine the way that I was supposed to, because I was always under.
I think for me personally, Corey was always jealous of Carmen. He was jealous of the attention that she was getting. And remind y'all, when Carmen and Corey broke up and stuff, and she was doing big things with celebrities and everything like that, he seemed like he was upset because she was out there doing something that he always wanted to do, like work with celebrities and be on shows and stuff. And I guess it didn't work for him, so he, I guess, manipulated her to come back so he can keep her in control, for her not to accomplish her dream and goal that, you know, she was doing when she broke up with Corey. So for me, I just feel that he was jealous of her.
A wing, you know what I mean? Like, if he didn't shine, I didn't shine. And obviously I couldn't shine by myself, you know, even though, like, yeah, he would let me do certain things, or...
But you made sure it wasn't too much.
Yeah, like, I outdoing him. You know what I mean? And I feel like he always he tried to outdo me. Like when I had a deal or when I had a casting for something, it was always an argument. Like I'm making it to my appointments late because I just got no arguing with you because you don't want me to go, or by me doing this solo, you feeling like, oh, you want to go your separate way now? Like since when we do that? Like,
oh wow,
you do all your car stuff, you do all this, all that. I don't get involved in all the time, you know. So I feel like a lot of stuff was just cursed for me. Like he cursed a lot of stuff because I had good opportunities, but because of how everything presented in my personal life, I wasn't able to go into that. So now it's like I'm so motivated to it. It's like I'm a Libra, so being a Libra is like once you push the last button of a Libra that it was left. It's really like I'm good off of you. Like it's really, other words, fuck you. And I do pray to God that I do pray, and I may be wrong, and people may not agree with what I'm gonna say, but I pray to God that He keeps him far away from my kids. Keep him away from my kids because it was never about the kids. If it was the kids, you would have wanted.
I didn't know you was gonna say that. That's why
he would have been fighting hard for his kids.
I thought you was about to say far away from you.
No, because now that's the
he do need to stay far away from her
he
too.
want to put out and play the victim, like, oh, I'm trying to be a father, but she not letting me see my kid. Like, don't get on social media and cry about it when you put the kid stuff out the house.
He sure did.
Remember, like every trash bag that was out the house,
he picked up his strong, masculine hands and put them bags on the outside. Exactly. You know what really ticked me off, and I'm not, this is the one thing that really, really, really hurt my feelings for you. When I remember I got on Instagram, and I don't do a lot of scrolling. When I do scrolling, it's like bad, so I have to tell myself don't do it. But this one particular day I was scrolling, and it was a story where I think the teen room shade or something like that, whatever they are. Yeah. So they said that you had hit him at the club because you was so drunk at the club, and she was so drunk she couldn't control her liquor, and she hit Corey, this and that. And I thought to myself, no, what happened is that Corey was trying to mess with her friend, and you found out
her friend,
and you went off. And I was like so mad because I was like, she needs to tell the truth, tell the truth of what happened, because I remember that story.
And brought the girl the same day.
Damn, that's crazy.
And locked you out. I remember that. Yeah. Locked you out for your friend that you invited from Miami. And then they was in the club, and I remember you telling him that you was uncomfortable because you had saw the text message and you said, I don't want her here anymore.
See, Corey never respected Carmen from the beginning, and Carmen should have been, dump Corey for everything that he had done for her. And it's, I understand her circumstances. She didn't want to do that because she was in an abusive relationship, but damn, girl, she should have whipped her friend's ass for even trying to step up to your husband. And now, you know what, I just can't. I'm glad she left him. I can't.
I literally begged him. I said, she needs.
And then had the nerve to bring the friend back to the house and locked her out. Nah, girl, you should have been getting some rocks and breaking all the damn windows.
To go, or we need to find a way to get rid of her or whatever. As soon as we got home, he making her comfortable. Like,
that's crazy.
Now we having a whole argument because now I feel like you trying to fuck this girl. Yeah. Like when after I already told you, I'm not.
He probably did.
However she got here, whatever me and her talked about, what has nothing to do with you. But now you making this situation.
She even went behind your back and told him y'all conversation, and he went behind your back and was like, oh, Carmen wants you to go home, and it's supposed to.
See, she a good friend, because if it was me, I would have exposed her too as well, right along with Corey, because no, you're not going to think that you're going to stay there and mess around with my husband and thinking that I'm going to let you slide. No, she would have been getting exposed, and he would have been getting exposed.
To be your friend. And so when you,
and that's supposed to be my husband though.
Yeah, and you didn't even take it out on her. You took
she
it out
should
on
have
him.
taken it out on both.
Women be taking it out on the other woman, but you took it out on him, and you still never said anything.
And even I have the screenshot still of the girl. He made her go through the garage, and when I sent the pictures to her, she tried to act like that wasn't her. She said, "That's not me." Bitch, like, I'm looking at your face. Like, the cameras don't lie, And after that, like, Jaleesa took me home. It was like 2-3 in the morning. Yeah. I was ready for whatever that day. I went, all doors locked, couldn't get in. He ended up telling his uncle to tell me to leave. If not, he was going to call the police. We'll do that. I never came out. The girl in the house with him.
And remember when you was pregnant and you was at my house for like 2 weeks?
Damn.
That was so bad. You was at my house for 2 weeks, and again, this is all stuff nobody knows.
And
this is
so
stuff nobody knows. And then it was to the point where I remember I was going to Louisiana to go advertise, and you came with me, and we stayed out all night long till about we left at like 6 o'clock that night. We made it back to Houston at 10 a.m. in the morning. You was like, Kat, I did not know you be hustling like this, and he thought you was doing something
with a man.
And the whole time you was with me, and I was like, man, I just hate that for you.
That's
like,
crazy.
So how do you feel now that you can? How is your mindset and your mental mindset now that you?
Mentally, I'm in a good space. Like, I'm in a good space that I haven't been in a long time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm finding myself again, little by little, and I'm liking it because I'm getting to get back motivated. I want to work, like being in Jonathan stuff like that. It motivated me because
that was like, fun,
you know. And I come from that, you know what I mean? Like, I miss shooting for hours. I miss shooting every day. Like, I never been the person to complain what time we start filming and what time we done. I don't care. Like, get me out the house, take me away, work. You know. And then my mom about to come pick up the kids for a month because she haven't got them or nothing, so she want to give me like a break. So I know that when they gone, I'm gonna be able to really like
work strong and hard
and stronger. That by the time they come back, it's like I'm in a better spirit. I'm just more great.
What are you gonna do with your free time, girl? What you gonna do with your free time to yourself? Because I know that time that could be either good or bad, being that you're going through a lot mentally. So, like, I need to know.
She needs to mentally heal and start loving herself
I need to
more.
know what you're gonna be doing with this free time.
Focus on herself and also her kids.
Mentally, I'm definitely like, I want to be consistent with counseling. Like, I want to really make that a thing where it's like once or twice a month, because I need it. Like, I know I need that.
Yes, you do.
And
a lot of us do that don't get it done. Don't feel good. Counseling is just having that person you can talk to, and it's not your friends. You're not putting all your burdens on your friend. And you get somebody who can give you good sound advice.
So I definitely want to be consistent with that. I said I just want to get back to like creating content because we're so good at it. Like, my mind can work so wonderfully, but because of so much bullshit that be around, it takes away for me to be creative, and it takes away from me to want to work, be motivated, you know. But not having the kids is going to give me the opportunity, for one, to really get my emotions together. Like, if I have to cry, I'm going to cry when they're not home. I'm going to take that time to let it out. Remember, one time I kept telling you, I said, Kat, I'm gonna have to crash out. Like, I have to crash out one day. I still feel like I haven't really crashed out like that. And then this just happened, so it's still like a recent thing going on.
Why did you go back? Like, why did you go back, girl? Like, no. I wasn't going to like punish you about it or nothing like that, because I don't have no right to do that. But I was so hurt because I felt like you had abandoned the healing process that was already started for you. And I felt like, even as a friend, I felt like you even abandoned like people like me, but I'm focusing on me. I felt like as a friend, like, we already don't allow a lot of people to come in our circle, like, at all, because of the success that we do have on us. We never know when people are around us sincerely to be there,
or they have hidden agendas,
or if they have hidden agendas. So it's like, when God opens that door and we allow those people in, even though we help so many people, that has nothing to do with letting people like in your home. You know what I mean? And when you let people in your home and they are your support system and you are their support system, and it's like that person just disappears. Like, I know I had a single and I was like, dang, Carmen couldn't even repost my single. Carmen, I didn't know you had disappeared at that time. I didn't know, because I was so engulfed in work, but at the same time I would call you, but I'm like, she must be busy. But it was like, what was your mental process that said, you know, I'm gonna give him a chance? Was y'all already like talking on the phone, like texting? I just want to know for me, friend, because, you know, I might be able to learn something from you, because, you know, I've been in the same position, and no matter that you're younger than me, I never feel like that I am too old to learn from anybody. And that's where wisdom comes in at for me. Like, I will take anybody's situation and be like, how can I learn from it? It doesn't matter if you went to the right and didn't do good with it, because I still want to know, okay, that person went over there. What was your mindset like that made you say, let me try like again, like something told you to go back? What was it?
To be honest with you, one, it was me answering my own questions that I had. Like, I wanted to be able to see, like, can I love you again?
She was feeling like every other woman feels when, I guess, they break up in a relationship and they go back. She wanted to feel to see if she really still have an attachment, feelings, love for this man. And also, you know, some women do go back to make things work so the kids can have a mother and a father in the same household, which is completely understandable. But as you can see, you know, she tried to make it work. It didn't work out, so she left out of the relationship, and now she's moving on. That part of that relationship that she had with Corey is dead and gone.
Or like, do I still love you?
So you didn't love him? You didn't know if you loved him at that moment?
Yeah, like, I was confused, and I feel like I was getting.
Was you like lusting him? Like, I need him sexually? Like, was you like thinking I don't want nobody else to have him?
No, it was never no feeling that I need you, or I don't want you to be with nobody else. Like, it was never that type of feeling.
Why did you go back? Because I don't understand it. And let me tell you why I don't understand it. Because, you know, when I go back, it'd be like, I still want him. Like, I don't want nobody. It could be the simplest things. Like, I don't want nobody else to have him. Like,
no, I promise you, my real reasons to just go back, it was one, I did want to try this family thing again.
The family.
I really wanted to try the family. I'm a family person. Like,
so many women do that.
I wanted to try, or just to see, like, okay, would it be different this time? Like, that was my questions, you know. It was the if. What if?
Because I took a break and he knew I'm serious.
So now let me see how that make you feel. Like, are you gonna
if he actually changed?
Different? Like, are you really gonna nurture me? Like, are you gonna be a different man to me, or be a different father to your kids? But the whole time, same thing. Like, you're not taking care of your kids. You're not doing nothing for your kids. When it comes to me, you was more worried about who in my DMs, who texted my phone, what rapper am I talking to, what man am I doing this, that, or who. It was never a thing in me that I felt like, yeah, I miss this. I just wanted to know, like, okay, this is just not what you need, Carmen. This is not what you need to do in life. Or this person is not.
It's not going to change.
He doesn't need to be part of your life anymore. And I feel like God showed me every sign when I went back. And seeing every sign of it.
And you ignored every sign, which all, you know, majority of the women do ignore.
How did you relapse? Like, how did you go back after the whole social media, like, betrayal? Like, to me, like, that's my husband laying next to me. Like, he puts his stuff inside of me. Like, we connect and be one in the middle of the night. And then for you to betray me this way on the internet, like, out loud for everybody, like, how did you go back after that? Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. And I can give you a straightforward answer. More than telling you, it was the family thing. Like, I wanted to try that one more time. And I'm looking at my head, I'm like, well, I don't forgive you for other shit that people don't even know.
So is your mom and your dad together?
No, my mom is with my stepdad.
So did you want a family with your family? The reason why you wanted that so much with him? Like, what made you feel like, and I know every woman wants that, but there's always a connection to that. Like, I wanted my son to have a father because I didn't have my father growing up. My father is in my life now, but what was your reason to say, I want to try this? Was it something from, like, childhood? Was it something from, like, that you seen on TV, or what was it?
It was me knowing that my kids need a male figure in their life. And why am I gonna go and try to, you know, let me give them a stepdaddy just because they need that male figure? So it was like, no, I'm not dating nobody. I'm not getting in a relationship with nobody. So it's like, let me go back and see, like, try it. Just try it. Give it your last. Like, this is your last try that you could possibly ever even have.
Did he ever want y'all to do, like, any type of counseling or, like?
No, he never brought any of that stuff up. That man just wanted to make a video for YouTube on our main YouTube channel and let everybody know, like, yeah, we young and we these and we're gonna work it out. We're gonna try it. And I never did it because it was like, that's not what.
But it don't matter if you young. Like, don't nobody want to go around this world being hurt. Talking about and then the man the one that's always getting pleasure.
Exactly.
No, I'm not gonna do all that.
That's why. That's one of the reasons that made me feel like you still the same social media person. You get on live every chance you get. You let people know who you with every chance you get. Such a turn off. Such a turn off.
I don't even like a man that acts.
You know,
like
so,
a man that be like acting. I be like, oh, he probably be lying in real life. Like, I don't even like a man to do too many selfies. Like, I just feel like that's like female stuff. Like a man that could like just be like, oh, I'm getting ready to do a YouTube video, and it's like the camera's in their face like the whole time. I understand that some people do it for a check. I get it, but the way that he would do it, it was like tit for tat. The stuff you would do in real life, he would tat you on internet.
Yeah.
You would do the tit in real life, like, you know, I'm gonna say protect myself and do. Matter of fact, what happened with the lawyer situation, girl? Because they keep on calling.
Yeah, we want to know about this.
Ready and that you good to go, girl.
Nah, I talked to them already. They said I got proof.
People don't even know, bitch. People don't even know, bitch. Listen, when we called that lawyer afterwards, and we was telling the lawyer, we was like, listen, you need to get her paperwork done, and they said Corey would not respond to the text messages and emails. You remember we went to your lawyers and we was asking what the process was? You was scared. I was like, nuh-uh, let me talk.
I remember. Oh my God, yes.
And I said, no. What's going on with her paperwork? We sick of this being held over her head. Y'all got paid, blah, blah, blah. And they said.
But didn't Corey say that Carmen was not answering or texting her, I think it was the paper that they was trying to serve her, and she was not responding to the text message, phone number, and stuff like that. So now it's the other way around. Now Corey was the one that was not responding to no emails or text messages about, I guess, her being illegal in the United States. Wow, that's crazy.
That Corey wasn't responding to the emails, and they would not proceed without him doing whatever, and he never would do it. So that was the whole process of your paperwork, because people think when you're married you're already considered like it illegally here, but there's a process you have to go through. So what happened was we went and got a lawyer. Me and Ebony was like, F that, nah, come on, let's go. We finna go get her a lawyer ourselves. You didn't even know. We called the lawyer, and then we called you and was like, this is what we doing. This is the game plan. And then I remember somebody said something, and I said, nah, when you messing with rich bitches, we gonna make sure our friend got a lawyer. And we went ahead and got that damn lawyer, baby. And when he was talking all that mess about you being illegal, we called the lawyer and was like, hey, do she need to hide out? Hey, do she need to take the baby somewhere? Hey, and the lawyer said, no, she don't need to do all of that. She good. She can legally.
Yeah, she's been married with him for many years.
And this and that, blah, blah, blah. They gave us all the reasons why, all the paperwork. And I was just so happy for that day because, again, it showed me too, as a friend, like who I have on my side, and it showed me like how unselfish I am too, like in that moment, because this is nothing, you didn't ask for this. You didn't say, hey y'all, can y'all, like most of the stuff that we do for you and our other friends, and the things that I see you do for people too, we're just the type of women that we don't really ask, we just do. Like we see somebody in need and we're like, do it.
Who's gonna help? Yeah.
Do it. Like there's nothing involved. Like it's not like, hey, you gotta pay to get this done, blah, blah, blah. Like you do stuff, I just naturally repost it. Like I'm just naturally gonna support you, and you do it too. Ebony does it too. Like I feel like there's not enough of that in the world. And it's like what people do is they try their best to use their opportunities or their connections against you to try to control you. And one thing I've always said is that anything I do out of the kindness of my heart is from the kindness of my heart. But anything I do what God tells me to do, I can't question that. But if I do something and I feel like in my flesh, listen, I did this and I do want something back, hey, don't fault me for it because my flesh did it. God didn't tell me to do that. And you already know how I am. But there are most things that just come from the heart. And that's one thing I've always liked about our friendship. And I think that's why I felt real salty towards you. And you know I'm the type of friend, I'll tell you when I have a problem. And we will go tit for tat. And people don't know that about me and you. We will go tit for tat, and I will be like, and you don't have no problem speaking your mind either. But that's one thing I love. But one thing I felt was like, I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving, like, saying thank you to me and Ebony and everybody else who supported you and who was there for you, like, publicly, because it was hard to see Corey, and I'm not trying to talk down on anybody, this is just facts. It was hard to see Corey try to make it like we were your enemies.
He still is.
To make it like, you know, I seen Ebony work with you before I even knew you. See, I've been knowing Ebony for 20 years almost. I've been knowing Ebony, it's about 18 years now. I've been knowing Ebony for a long time. And when Ebony started working with you, I seen a lot of unconditional things that she did with you. But I also remember telling Ebony, Carmen has been loyal to you as well. Although you will disappear, although you will do things that's a little shady that I didn't like, because I'm like, where Carmen at? Like, no. Like, we are friends. We're like a sisterhood. Yeah. Like, when I would see those things, I would have to remind myself that nobody's perfect. But not only that, I have to remind myself, like, how much that she loves you, how much I love you, and it's so unconditional. Like, I remember,
and friends like that is hard to find nowadays.
Each other before that, we just instantly connected. We instantly vibed, and you was like, we was trying to look for somebody else to do that role, and it was like we couldn't find you. Was like, no, I want her. I want that, please. And I remember being there supporting you, and that type of support was real, because even off camera, like, to see you apologize to those people that did have your back so much, it just meant the world to me. And although I didn't feel like Corey was talking to me when he was saying your team could go anytime now, and saying things like her team putting this up, I felt like he was talking about Ebony. Yeah. Did you feel that way? Yeah. I felt like he was talking about Ebony, and I was like, oh, he know he's wrong for that. I was like, he know he wrong for that, but not only is he wrong for that, like, I don't think he knows who Ebony is to you.
Yeah, but I think it was more like a jealousy thing. Like, he couldn't stand to see that somebody could bring that out of me. Like Ebony was the one who bring me out of my box to do photo shoot, lingerie photo shoots, get my hair done, or get into that makeup.
But she wanted to do that for him too.
You know, but what I'm saying is, like, I think he was never ready to see me at a different level. It was like he wanted me to just be stuck.
Corey just didn't want to see Carmen shine and get her own path and her own career. He just wanted her to be home, taking care of him and taking care of the kids, and her not having a career of her own.
Kids. But I'm like, even though, don't get me wrong, I am the type of person, but I like to work. Like, I like to be on my feet and do something productive. I don't really like just sitting down, you know? So by any means of anything that Brown, like my team or whatever, Corey will make it seem like, yeah, man, shit, all they want for you is just the money anyways. You know, you're the money maker. Like,
and he still thinks that way.
But do they know, did he not know that, like, you was making majority of the money when y'all made money, and that's called a team, and a team gets paid, and that's what people
But
do?
listen, but this was in the song, and that's why in the song I said, it said,
I know. Oh my.
Listen, go ahead. It says we made millions together, and I barely got paid.
Bitch, you this. I don't even want to say it. If I can't say this, just edit it out. But I remember when you said you got a $1,500, like, it was like you called it like an allowance, $1,500 allowance, and you had made like 30 some odd thousand in that check. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what? I don't touch money.
And I remember you called me one time and you said, Kat, can I borrow $25,000? And I said,
sorry for the background noise. It's the helicopter flying around.
What is it for? And you was like, and you said, I can't tell you. Girl, I don't know why, but my spirit told me that it was for Corey, and I was like,
probably was.
Let me backtrack that. Hell to the no. I'm not letting you borrow that. No, because I'm not going to be helping no nigga, like, survive. And I'm sorry to use the N-word, but I'm not about to do that. Now, you never said it was for Corey. That was my own perception. Yeah. You know, let me make that clear, because you never said it was for Corey, but you wouldn't tell me what it was for. Yeah. And when Ebony would, like, celebrate your successes, it was like, wow. And I remember even before it started turning dark, she had so many ideas for Corey too. She had so many ways to uplift his brand. And I was thinking to myself when he made that comment, like, and I never told Ebony this either. I would just be like, does he not know that Ebony was like Team Corey as well? And team like be successful, team like I want you to be amazing, like too for him as well. Like I don't realize that. I don't think he realizes that, you know, at the end of the day that it was like a team for both of you guys in a sense. You know what I mean?
He never started that way. That's why I always felt like I would just be like telling Ebony all my business, my personal business, and just plotting like against him, but it was never that.
All the times that Corey had that Ebony had Corey's back, like I'm not against Corey. You know, I would really love for you guys to make it work if you guys could.
Oh hell no, not to make it work with him.
It should not work. Y'all should go y'all own separate ways.
No.
But you know how many times Corey by himself without me went to Ebony's office and cried, boo-hoo cried, telling Ebony, like, Ebony, I lost myself, like, I don't know what to do, like, I don't want to lose her, like, I love her so much, what can I do, or how can I do certain stuff, like, he's back into Ebony, to the same person that you tell me, like, you can be trust her, or you don't need to be working with them folks, but right before everything, the break and all that happens, you was in her office trying to make things better, because you even felt like, you know you're full of shit. You know you're full of shit. Yeah. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And I guess eventually he knew, like, okay, Carmen probably go over there and talk to Ebony and tell Ebony some stuff. So
yeah,
he wanted it to win that too. You know what I mean? Or he wanted to be close with them,
like separate, like conquer and divide.
Yeah, but it's not cool.
Like
to
trying
be on
to
social media and make it seem like these people just fucked up people or do fucked up shit or they're using
when they're not even doing that.
They're not even doing that.
Like
and
even Floyd tried to help the man. Like
even
Floyd was always on his side, and he will always be telling you like, Carmen, you know, just give him a chance. Carmen, he's young. I remember some of those me walking in and feeling like, oh, let me walk out because y'all was having them type of talks.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand. And the thing about it is, I see so much greatness that he could be. So this is not about bashing anybody. This is just all about rehashing, like, you know, some of the emotions, things that you went through because you just put out all this stuff, like, which is like crazy to me. Like,
and I didn't think people was gonna expect that.
And
that song blew up.
Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, we was pushing for you to tell your side, like to stick up for yourself, and you did it right.
Yeah, she waited until it was her turn. When she's ready to put it out there, she did.
Like, I still feel like still a sparing thing going on because it's so much I can talk about that people don't know. And Tay took a lot of stuff to the grave with her. You know what I mean? Like,
dang, I know, because when she got on that phone and said that you could be beat in the house, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because you didn't even tell me none of that part.
Is why me and her ended up going to Atlanta together. Because I had told her, I said...
When he said that you abandoned him and the kids for 2 weeks?
Yep.
Wait.
And guess what? The kids wasn't even out in Houston. They was in Alabama with my mom. That's what made me leave, because my kids wasn't there. I'm not a person to leave my kids with you. I'm not.
Oh my God.
That slow. You know what I mean?
So I knew you didn't, but it's just crazy.
That's what he told people, and he tried to make it seem like, oh, she over there probably fucking somebody in Atlanta. She was supposed to be gone for 4 days. She gone for 14 days. The whole time, me and Tay, we in an Airbnb. Tay's cooking. Like, we taking our time for ourselves. Like, she's pregnant, going through some stuff with her boyfriend. I'm dealing with these. So it's like we only had each other. You know what I mean? And it caused for us to stay longer in Atlanta because I wasn't ready to come home. Like, I just didn't want to come home. You was
peaceful. You was at peace.
I was at peace, and I was more scared of you. Like, I came home scared because why would you put a gun out on me? Whether the gun was loaded or not, you point the gun right. I felt the gun in my forehead. You put it inside my mouth. Like, why would you want to make me scared? Me, out of everybody, I'm the one that's be the most.
Because he wants control. That's why.
The dom is for you.
Why would you want to do this to me?
Why we want to scare me and make me feel, bitch, if you don't do what I say, it's over for you, or you can't do nothing, or nobody ain't gonna want you, you know? And I feel like him going to social media and talk the way he talks about me. I feel like he does that so nobody can, like,
so they won't listen to you, but you know, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like he wouldn't want, like, he don't, I feel like he's doing it for guys to kind of look at me in a certain way, like, man, we don't want to mess with her, like, she's too much, or all this shit. He went
she's the drama problem.
You know, but yeah, I finally had to realize and tell myself that after so many times Corey saying, like, this was my plan, this my vision, like, I didn't want to do this, like, and, you know, God put her in my life to make my dream come true. I had to realize and be like, what if it was the other way around? Because I never want to be no YouTuber, never want to be famous, never thought about having a big platform. I never thought about any of that. So what if God did it the other way and put you in my life to help
push
me
you to your
what God had for me? Because
that's true.
look what I met and look where you at. Not talking down on nobody or whatever, but look where you at, look what I met.
And look who needs who in order to be relevant.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? You know, like, and the stuff like that is what I have to tell myself. When I'm at home walking around, I tell myself, I'm like, you know what, Carmen, after all this time, he manipulated you to believe that this was his goal, this was his vision, like, he been had this, like, he knew what he wanted to be in life.
And he could still have his own path. He could still be successful.
He can still do what he wants to do.
If you stop all that negativity and always talking bad about people.
Yeah, and you're not saying that as a way yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, the thing about it is you reap what you sow. It's so real. Like, you made the decision, you made the choice. And the thing about it is that I feel like when you're at a certain age, you should just be dating. You should date. You should get to know people to see what you want to marry, to see what's good for you and what's not. And I don't think you guys had a long enough time to actually date, to decipher whether this is the one for me or not. Instead, you guys got married for whatever the reasons were. You guys got married. It's none of my business. But whatever those reasons were, you guys didn't get to date enough people. Because what happens is when people get into a relationship...
No, he got to date the whole relationship.
Well, he got to
No, yeah, he cheated on you through the whole relationship.
While you guys... Did you get what I said?
Yeah.
He was dating a lot.
See,
the whole was a relationship.
See, but that's the thing. That's where you had to come in to love yourself enough to say, I don't want... This ain't my person. Because if it was your person, it wouldn't be a lot of that. And sometimes it takes us to grow and mature at that. Because I've been through that. So many people that are not on camera have been through that. Any woman that make it like they haven't been through something in a relationship is a lie. Yours is on platform and on camera for everybody to see. But at some point, it was up to you to take care of you. And so now you at the position now where you know, okay, I see red flags.
What to accept and not to accept.
Red flags, you know how to deal with those red flags. You know how to walk away. You know how to be like, this is for me, this is not for me.
I know what to tolerate.
Yes. And this is why I tell people all the time. I tell my son, you need to date to see what you want to marry. You don't know what you want because you haven't dated enough. And once you date, you're able to vet out the things that you want and don't want. And so if you don't have that process, you saw him, you fell in love with him, and you was like, I'm for him, and that's it. So you got hurt in the process. He didn't get hurt in the process because he was like, I'm still dating in a sense. You see what I'm saying?
He just really loved the idea of me.
Yeah.
Like,
say that again.
He did. He loved the idea of me. And I was told.
You think he just loved the idea of you?
Like, don't get me wrong. At first, I believe he was in love.
Like,
we loved each other.
The body,
he loved all of me. Like, I mean, I'm a person that you can't help but to love. Like, especially how, I dedicate myself to you, all that. So don't get me wrong, but I feel like that I'm in love with you being out the door, like, long time ago. So he would just hold it on to me because of who we was, what we have.
When do you think that left out the door, though?
If I'm not mistaken, that left like 2 years after I had CJ.
Wow.
2-3 years.
Wow, then why she had another baby by him?
It wasn't no like in love. Plus, he started cheating the moment I got pregnant with CJ.
Oh,
that's
wow.
where the cheating started from.
And he just always seems so nice, so cool, so relatable, so kind. I don't have any bad things to say. Like,
but that's what pissed me off because you put this front for social media.
That's what a narcissist does.
Big ass front for social media, but off camera.
They print out a good side, and then behind closed door, he has a whole different personality.
People know, like, yeah, for her to react this way, this is what I did. For her to even say this, or for her to look stupid, or this is what I did. Like, there's none of that. All he can say is, oh, I take responsibility for what I did. But what did you really do, though? Like, are you even aware?
I need you to put it out there what you did. So those lyrics,
with it.
So those lyrics in the song you dropped.
I put it out.
So wait, the lyrics,
nothing lies, and that's why I said at the beginning of the song, I was like, see, when I dropped Leave Back, it was like on some cool, peaceful shit, like, okay, but since you want to keep talking,
you make Diddy look like an angel, and Diddy is a hot mess.
So that's That's a way that I can describe him without saying you fucked up. That's the way I can describe
I
him.
can't believe you titled it.
And he did. You know why? Because Diddy got exposed the way he did. But you haven't got exposed for everything you did. And you did a lot for years. For years. For years. You did so much.
Heard that favor?
You see?
Wait. Now, what took me was because I remember being outside of my house, and you know I have a lot of memory. That's why I keep on saying I remember. Like we don't tell nobody nothing. It's like a secret society over here with all of us. You know, so it's like I remember we was outside, me and Ebony, and we was just so mad. Like I wanted to be the one to be like, I'm gonna say it, you know, but I'm sick of this. Like, and you were like, nah, I ain't saying nothing. And I'm like, you know what? You right. I'm following your lead. It's your life. But we're in a situation now where you have the picture of your scars of when you just got beat. That picture is your cover. Like what? Like you went from I'm not saying nothing.
You can tell the side of her face is swollen.
And at first I didn't want to do that. Like I told Ebony, and I kept trying to like debate myself. Did I want to use that picture? So I told Evan, I said, that picture's too raw to leave it raw. Like, it's too raw to leave it raw. And I wouldn't want my kids to see that, you know? But then I had to tell myself, I said, you know what? It matched the title, it matched what I'm speaking about and what I'm saying. Anyways, when my kids grow up, they're going to understand that picture. They're going to understand why mommy put that picture up. And they're going to also understand how I still protected your father by not exposing this, exposing that, showing this, showing that. You know what I mean? And he knows that it's so much that I can talk about, but he also knows that I'm not the type of person. So that's why...
And you don't got to go around this world protecting everybody like own you.
Yeah.
Because I felt like there was a lot of vibe of like dictatorship and ownership over you. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, and you know what? When he finally spoke about my situation publicly, that's how it made me feel. Like, damn, this whole time you felt powerful. You felt powerful to feel like I got her in my hand. Like, she needs me. Like, she can go out or she can go do certain stuff. Because if she do this or she do that, like, if she do this or she do that, like, it's over for her, or I'm not really in her, or whatever case was, you know. So by him speaking the way he did, like that, it was just like,
yeah,
you will go to hell.
Yeah,
just to prove a point.
You will go all the way. You will go all the way to hell to try to hurt me.
In front of people that don't know you, don't give a fuck about you, just because
and for a check,
supposedly for a check.
I was like, at some point, it's time to take the guns out. Like, it's time to, you know, fight back. But you only knew when it was time for you to fight back. And honestly, like, I learned from you. Like, I learned from you in that moment. Because me, I'd be ready to fight back at a drop of a dime right then and there. But sometimes it's good to slow down, think about it, and shoot when it's time to shoot. Or
something like God's gonna show you when it's the right time. Yeah. When it's his timing, you know? Yeah. Because we could have been exposed to it. I could have been talked about it. It could have been just show videos, screenshots, this and that. But it just ain't me. It was like, nah, something else gonna come out. Or something, I'm gonna be in the right time, at the right place for me to be able to, like, you know what, this is the time where I'm just gonna go ahead and just shut everything down that I need to shut down in order to keep moving forward and not look back. Because me not doing what I did at first, it made me go back. Yeah. But now that I'm doing this, it's like, okay, can't go back. Like, there's no going back.
Yeah, in that moment that you came to my house, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like so embarrassed that he kicked your mom out. Like, your mom. Crazy. And so sad that
even
he
the kids.
The kids out. It's like most of the time.
Even if he was trying to put the bag, her clothing and stuff outside, he should have left the kids' stuff inside the house and just take her stuff out. And when she come around to go pick up her stuff, she would be able to go in the house and pick up her kids.
When people do stuff, it don't be in front of the parents' face. It's the fact that your mom was there and he didn't even care.
He didn't care. He didn't have no feelings.
He didn't. It was his birthday.
And then to see that the maid or the assistant, the girl that was the assistant, to see him on camera that same night helping that girl get out the car, unpack her stuff.
Wow,
the
that's
same
crazy.
You was unpacking your stuff in my house.
He is actually helping her move in the house.
Girl, I remember
she
going
is
into my room
trifling.
after I hugged you. We prayed on my couch. And I remember going.
And you
into
see
my
it there,
room
the
and crying
camera,
for you,
the
girl.
video.
And
She's wearing
you
all
so,
white.
You were crying. You was hurt, but you was
He's
still
happy as
strong
hell
even
bringing
in
her
that
inside the
moment.
house.
Even in that moment, and to see that.
No wonder it really went down with him and the assistant, because since he got involved with Maddie, she has not been nowhere around Corey. I guess she haven't spoken to Corey or anything like that. So no wonder what actually really went down. But she is trifling, and so is Corey, for even moving into a home that she knew that Carmen was staying there, and she know that she's legally still married to Corey. And Corey is trifling for even bringing that woman into the home where his kids and his wife laid their head at. That's nasty.
Days later, the person to have her cooking in the house, making it like this is his assistant. But I saw everything.
My ass, when you see them dressing together and being always together, that was not his assistant.
How is that your assistant, but you instantly moved her in the master room with you? Never slept upstairs. Never slept upstairs. They never slept separately.
Told you needed to get out because he was having company there, which was her. She came the same night that he
somebody
said
he made it seem like it was nothing going on from the.
It was something going on. Yes, it was
something going on.
Everybody knew something going on with her.
And he's still lying about it. And I don't see how her as a woman could even allow that to continue. I know
she's
that
so big on God now. She's big on God, she says, and prays about it and all this.
Baby, people are big on God and be backsliding right and left, girl. That's why God give you every day to repent. But if you keep on doing the same thing, like you keep on doing the same thing, like you repenting means nothing. Like you're sleeping with a married man consistently. Exactly. And this was in the prime of this when all this stuff was happening. And this woman willingly came into your house. Like,
that's crazy.
I saw it on camera. I saw it. Like, I was disgusted. I was disgusted by her. I was disgusted by him. Now, if that whole situation has changed or not, I don't care. It's none of my business. But I just felt so bad for you. I felt so bad. I even felt bad for the girl. Like, I felt like
she knew what she was doing. Ain't nothing to feel bad for her.
No. She got manipulated in the situation too.
She knew what she was doing.
She got manipulated.
What was y'all talking about when y'all was in the restaurant? Cause I saw that y'all was in the restaurant.
Exposed.
Yes, girl. I was like, what was y'all talking about?
To be honest with you, every time me and her had a conversation.
Why was she there at the table with y'all?
Because that was his woman.
That's who he used to travel with all the time. Everywhere he goes, she with him. Every place he went, but they are living together, okay? Sleeping in the same room. This stuff that they are confessing to me and letting me know, like, this was big.
Was she sitting there like, ha? Was she sitting there like she was sorry or what?
No.
I won't say sorry because she never apologized.
Why was she sitting there like she had some type of authority or something?
That's a Corey girl.
Because Corey let her have that type of power.
Exactly. And then when I got back into the space, I told Corey, I said, bro, who want to leave with you under the same roof? You're sleeping with the same person that you had sex with all this months.
That's crazy.
Like, why would you want me to bring me to that, but you're saying you want your family back?
Was she there when y'all was in Alabama?
Yes. She went to Canada for just a few days, came back, and then she left again. And she didn't come back until I left the last time when I came back to Alabama. Yep.
So she basically told him, I'm not coming back till she leaves.
I don't know what it was, but that's what it was given. And
that's crazy.
That was just something that he was not going to go nowhere. For one, he's telling me one thing, he tells her a different thing. And then she doesn't know her place. Like, she never knew her place. She always wanted to outdo me or trying to make it seem like, oh, we both know Corey, so who going to do better? Or she would do just mouth shit in front of my face, or even with him, like
making his plate and stuff.
Yes, like that. Or come and wipe him off with a paper towel in his mouth, and he just be random. Or him, every time he passing by, like he's hitting her, like touching her, like girl twin, call her P. They got nicknames for each other, all of that. So that's why I was like
in your face,
in my face, in my face. And
I'm sorry, Carmen held up with too much because it would have been a whole lot of situation in that house. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm glad she spoke out about all the situation that really went down. The assistant, like I said, is a trifling right along with Corey. Corey did put out a 2-hour video, I guess addressing the music, or the other, not the music, the other video that she had put out right after the music video. I don't know if I'm gonna react to it. I probably will cut down some parts because it's like a 2-hour long video. But right now, guys, you know, I'm glad she moving forward with her life. This is a close chapter for her. Hopefully everything goes smoothly for her, you know, because she deserves everything, you know, that's coming to her, because she had been through a lot. I'm glad she's getting her mind and her soul focused on what she really wants, focusing on her kids, and now she's loving herself. And hopefully she learns from this relationship. When she goes into another relationship, she will see all the red flags and move out of that relationship in the near future. But anyway, guys, just leave a comment down below and let me know how you feel about the untold story of ymdllaa, which means you make Diddy look like an angel. And I'll see y'all next time with another Jenny reaction.